You may have heard that Unified Audit is this brand new thing coming in version 23 of the Oracle database. But that's not true. Unified Audit goes back as far as version 12.1 when it was introduced. Of course, auditing is one of those things that's pretty critical if you're relying on it to do things like security and diagnose any possible infractions into your database. So one thing when we introduced it in 12.1 was we didn't want any chance of people losing their audit information or losing their audit rules. So when we introduced it in a soft fashion, namely a concept called mixed mode. All of your existing auditing with the traditional audit commands worked fine, but we offered unified auditing as well with some guidelines that we're saying this is the future, therefore we wanted you to actually move to unified auditing. The reason for that was pretty simple. Auditing, because of security, had grown in importance. As security became more important in the industry, auditing became more important as well. And over those years, in the early versions of Oracle, we had continued to extend it. As a result, you could argue it was perhaps a little bit fragmented. We had traditional auditing, then we had fine-grained auditing, then we had other forms of auditing, all these different methods that got introduced as business requirements demanded it. Wouldn't it be nice if we could consolidate all of that into a single framework? And that's what unified auditing was. In version 23, the difference is not that unified auditing is a new feature. The difference is unified auditing is now the only game in town. We are forcing you to move off traditional auditing. Now, before you panic, when you upgrade, traditional auditing commands will still work in version 23. However, you will not be able to make adjustments to them. That way, we're encouraging people to move to the much better and consolidated unified auditing scheme. To make this easy, there's an important MOS note you should be aware of. It is 2909.718.1. The reason that's such an important one is we're providing some scripts in there which will let you take your existing traditional audit commands and turn them into new audit policies under unified auditing. In the MOS note, you'll see 3 scripts listed, and you can download all 3. But if you're running these commands as sysdba, then you'll only actually need to run the aud convert script. The rest are if you want to create a single user specifically for the purpose of doing this migration. But sysdba will work just fine. Let's have a look at that script in action on a local database I've set up. First, I'm going to go into my existing database, which is running mixed mode auditing, and I'm going to run some audit commands so we have some things that we'll convert. So I'll audit by Scott, I'll audit some select information by Scott, procedures by Scott, any role access when it fails, select table, delete any table if you read a directory, HR employees queries, HR employees sequence number, and alter and grant. So there's some sample auditing things that I would like to now convert to being the unified audit policy model. Once I've downloaded those scripts from the MOS note, it's pretty simple. I connect a sys, and then I run aud convert, and I provide a directory path name on my database server where some scripts will be stored at the result of this execution. I run the script, and you can see the first thing it gives me is some important notes. Now, I want to stress here, I hacked the script to make it pause here. It would normally just run straight through, but I wanted to actually talk about these notes. I'd stress that you should read these because one of the things it talks about is the fact that because it is trying to consolidate auditing from a number of places, that being the motivation for unified audit, is there are some things it will not be able to convert. Many of these shouldn't be a problem because if you're doing, say, a data pump full import or a standard upgrade, they'll be carried across anyway. The key thing here is being able to convert those important traditional audit commands into unified audit policies. If we scroll through the output, you can see there's a whole stack of policies there with TA to UA as a prefix. You can edit the script if you want to change that, but that stands for traditional auditing to unified auditing. You can see a naming convention where a suffix of fail is to handle the whenever not successful old style commands. A SUCC for success is for the successful style auditing commands, and both is for full operation. Thus, the auditing commands we set up before have now been converted to audit policies, which we could run on our database. You'll notice there seems to be a lot of extra information regarding the DVSys and LBAC-sys users. In most versions of Oracle, these are audited either traditionally or with unified audit out of the box. The reason we wanted to keep them carried over is just in case you've made any particular changes yourself for those specific options related to Data Vault. If you've added some more, we wanted to make sure we didn't miss any. Most of these you'll probably be able to comment out or not run on your target system because they will already be present. We wanted to make sure we catch more information, not less of it, using this conversion script. But these commands were not just put out to standard output. If we do a directory listing on the directory I nominated when I ran the script, you can see we created 4 scripts in order for you to run on your target environment. There's one to create, one to disable, and one to enable the policies as you see fit. So although version 23 is just around the corner, you can actually grab this script from the Moz note right now, and you can make a start on converting to unified auditing on any supported version of the Oracle database, whether you're on 12 or 19, etc. You don't have to wait to version 23. It's just that version 23 is where we're going to compel you to move to the far more sophisticated and robust unified auditing schemes. But get ahead of the game, start looking at unified audit now, and you will not look back.